Okay, so we're here, and this is where the app brought us. So we're going to, this is the main activity Java. This environment you are seeing is where you're going to do your Java programming. That's where you're going to write how this app is going to behave. That's like the back end part of the app. But then right now we're going to be working with activity main XML. So this one is going to show you how this app, how the design of the app is going to look like. So you have two major stuffs here. This first one you're seeing represents the front end of the app, how it's going to actually look like, and this main activity Java represents the back end of the app. That's how the app will behave. So let's work with the activity main XML. So it will bring us here, and what can you see on the screen? You are seeing hello world on your screen. Let me zoom it out so that you see it. Okay, look at it now. This place represents how your screen, the screen of your phone is going to look like. And so without lifting a finger, we have already created an app that says hello world. That's the default thing you see when you start creating an app. So let's try to run this app and see what is going to show to us. We already have an app here, so we'll click on run. You can click here, run. Meanwhile, there's a shortcut here, run, that will show us how the um, app will look like on our screen. So look at it here. We have our um, emulator. This is what we call an emulator. It looks like a phone. It came with the Android app that you downloaded. Look at it. When you click on run, it loads itself automatically. And look at, we have an app whose name is my birthday, and it says hello world. And click here to go back, and you come to the main screen of the phone. So this is how it is. So the app is okay because it's running well. Now we want to add, the very first things we want to add to this app will be like okay, so now this is where your own creativity comes into play, and these are the things we are going to use to create this app. If you click on, this is a palette, and you click on any of them, you get a lot of things. Look at text. You have text view, plain text, password, numeric, email. So any of these things that you want to add to this app, you can drag them and bring them here. This one is postal address, multi-line text, time, and all of that. So any of them can be added to this app. Then you go to buttons again. You have the different kinds of buttons there are in Android app. You have normal button, image button. This normal button, if you click and drag it here, you have this button that looks like this, and you see the button now. Okay, so now we have a button. Now if I click on image button, it means the button I want should have an image on it. There are sometimes you have an app, the image and the apps are clickable. So you see, you can click OK here, or you select a picture, and it will show it to you as the way this one is. So many other things. Look at checkbox, look at chip group. I want to, you can take your time and try out what comes with all this. Then floating action button. So what you see is what you get. You can drag it, and what you get is what you want. So for now, we will not bother ourselves with these ones right now. I want to show you how what you have here. Look at view, different kinds of view. You have image view, web view, video view, calendar view. For instance, you want to add video to your app, you can use this video view. You drag and drop it, and that one will automatically create a space for you to add your videos. get calendar view for you to add calendar to your app, and so on and so forth. Look at layouts again. Click on layouts. We have constrained layouts, guideline horizontal, guideline vertical, linear layouts, horizontal, linear layout, vertical, like that. A frame layout, table layout. So we'll soon get to all of this. Then look at containers here. A lot of them again. Have scroll view. If you want so for instance, if it's an ebook that you are creating an app for, you need this scroll view so that your book will be able to scroll from one point to the other. Horizontal scroll view, that's to scroll horizontally. So nested scroll view, like that. There are many here. Card view, these ones you need to download them. App bar layouts, some app bar, and a host of them. Then this one is for Google. If you want to add adverts to your app, look at where you get it. Add view. Then if you want to add map, Google Map for to your app, like there's some apps that give direction, like Uber app. You can come here, you add your map view and all that. So we have a lot of things that. Then look at this one, legacy, list view, tab, or relative layout, grid view, and all of that. Then this palette, you have a place called common. So this one is just like a shortcut. So the most common things that people use when creating apps. So it comprises of a um lot of stuff like text view. You need it to drag and drop the button. You need to drag and drop image view, recycler view, fragment, scroll view, and switch. So these are the common things that people actually use in the app. So I'm going to show you. Okay, we have already done button and we succeeded in bringing this button. Okay, so as we said earlier, we said we were going to create a birthday app. Okay, because our birthday app is we're going to write something like happy birthday in this place. Then we're going to add picture to this our birthday card, kind of. So we'll have to start here. First of all, we have to constrain this button by clicking this. You can click on these ones to constrain it, just like fixing its position. So this is actually showing you its direction, is position relative to this hello world. So you can move it, you can drag it further, or you can actually change any of these parameters here to make your app to be balanced. For instance, this this one is 156, this 167. These are the positions that they are, meaning that the app is not perfectly in the middle of this um the button is not perfectly in the middle of this app. So if I want to balance it, I can decide to make this one 161, right? I can make this one 161 and this one to 161, so that they're perfectly in the middle for me. Let's see how that works for us. Okay, so let's see what the position of this. Okay, so this is perfectly in the middle, so it's okay. Then any of this, you can decide to increase or reduce this depending on how far from the top you want it to be, or how close to the top you want it to be. So you can choose any of them, but for now I think I'm okay with this. Okay, now we have our button ID. Button has an ID. You can decide to call it button, or you can decide to call it BTN. The most important thing is that you should remember the name that you gave to it here, because it will be very useful when you are writing your Java codes, or when you are referring to it in your codes later. So I can decide to give this an ID called button, but then you have to be conscious of the format that it was written, then you have to write it in the same format. This button started with small letter. Okay, so if I want to add another identifier, like if I want to say button birthday, I can decide to type the birthday, the first letter capital, without adding any space. Okay, so it's up to me to write the way I feel like writing, but then you have to follow the format. The format is first letter, small letter. So any other thing can be in capital, but then there should be no space in between. Okay, so now the view that we are using right now is a constrained view. That's why you're seeing all this. So this, we have constrained this view by clicking any of this. You can so look at now look at the name of my button. It's written here. If I want to change the name of this button to click here, I can change the name of this button to click here instead of just making it button. So what do? I first of all have to go to where I'm authorized to write something. I cannot write something directly here. It's not ethical, and if you succeed in writing it, it might not tell you anything, but when you want to compile and run your app, it might start throwing you error that you have hard coded strings. So it's not good to hard code our strings. So what do? I want to type a different name for this button. I want to change the name to click here. So what I'll do is go to this place, go to values, go to strings. Okay, then look at the strings here. This string name is my birthday. That was what you saw when I was running the app. So if I don't like this name to show my birthday, I can change this name to birthday card here, and that's what you see the next time I'm going to run this app. You see birthday card. Okay, so I've succeeded in changing them, but then this is the format I'm going to use to write that click here. So that my button. Okay, so you copy it and you paste it, but it's not compulsory that you copy and paste. You can write it exactly the same format that it was written, but I prefer copying and pasting. So when you copy and paste, this one they wrote app name here, so I can decide to change this to button name. Okay, because it's my button name now. Okay, and observe the format again. The button started with small letter, and in between button and name there's no space. Instead of space you add an underscore. Then I'll now come here, instead of birthday card I'll now type click here. Okay, type click here. This one I'm free to write it the way I like. This one I'm typing like this is what my users are going to see, so I'll have to type it correctly. There can be space, and I can type it anyhow I like. I can type it because that's what users are going to interact with. Now after I've finished adding it here, you go back to your activity main XML. Okay, so I'm here now, activity main XML. Then I'll now go to, I'll type at, then string. So type at string slash. Okay, it has even showed it to me here. So like button name. So I'll select it. Now it will not throw any error again because I've done the right thing. Because it is now the button name now is what I typed in that string that is now going to show. So let's click it and see the new name of our button. You see it, the button has got a new name now. Click here. So that's how you change everything you want to change here. You have to go back to that string, this place, strings XML. Anything you want to write at all, you have to write it there using that same format. Now this hello world, we want to change it to happy birthday Gladys. Okay, So we're going to change this hello world to happy birthday Gladys. What do we do again? Go back to strings XML. Okay, then we'll type here. We'll still copy and paste the same thing so that we'll have the same format. Okay, they will now say, okay, we can say text. We can say text. You can write text as long as it's only a small letter that you use. Okay, then you now say happy birthday Gladys. Gladys is my name, so I'm wishing myself happy birthday, and it's of course my birthday month. My birthday is few days away. Okay, let's write it like this and see how it's gonna appear. You can type anything in the whole world here. You can type anything you like. It has that space to accommodate all your jargons that you're going to type. Okay, go back to our activity main. Okay, now go and locate it here. Locate this hello world on that text. It's somewhere here. Okay, look at it here. So now just simply write at string slash. I use text as my identifier, so look at it here. I'll select this. That's the one I selected. Okay, so instantly I have it. Happy birthday Gladys. So let's run the app and see. We can go to run, then run app. See it now. Run app, and to come up. Wait. With what we have done, let's watch how our app is going to come out. Okay. So this is my birthday card in progress. Look at the changes I've made. They have been added here. I have happy birthday Gladys and I have click here. But then look at it. This my button, the position doesn't look alright in terms of design, and it's going to present a very bad user experience. So I wish to bring this button here. I want to bring this button down here so that it will look good. So what do I do? Let me click on this button again. Then I'll have to increase this, the top margin. I have to increase it. Let's increase it to 200 and see what we get. To increase it to 200 and press enter. Let's see how it works. Whether it works. Okay. Or it's my emulator that is not working well. I have two emulators that I'm using right now. I have this Nexus API and I have Pixel 2. Pixel 2 is one of the latest Google phones right now. So let me see how it's going to look on this Pixel 2. I'm going to off this emulator. I don't like this emulator again. So let me off it here. You click here to off your emulator. Okay. You close the emulator so that a new emulator Pixel 2 API will come. This one is Nexus. Okay. So another one is gonna come out for me. Okay, now my beautiful Pixel 2 phone is here, or my Pixel 2 emulator, and look at how it looks like. How it looks right now. Remember, I changed this title to birthday card, and this one I changed it to click here, and look at my happy birthday Gladys. This is where it is. So everything is okay, everything is perfect, and this one is looking alright. The position it is looking alright. So Let's continue. Now I want to look for a fine picture, a fine birthday picture to actually add to this as a background. So as this is okay to use Google when you're working. So let's look for a fine happy birthday picture to add to this because we want to use Google. Okay, so now we'll come into Google. So let's search for happy birthday image. You can use the one you have on your system. You can use any image you want at all, any image at all. You can use it. But let's use this. Okay, let's search for a nice image. Oh, okay. So I've got an image. I wanted to use an image from the internet, but unfortunately my internet was up. So let me use an image that I have on my system, which is this image. I've saved it with birthday JPEG. Of course, I used first letter, small letter to save this picture. If I save it with capital letter as first letter, I will encounter a problem. So then, this is my image. I saved it on the pictures. I want to use this image as the image that I want to import into my birthday apps. Okay, so what I can do is look at here, drawable. This is where I'm going to drag and drop my image. So you open the image on your system like this, drag it from here, and drop it on drawable. Okay, you seeing it? Okay, so let's click to see whether the image has arrived. That is there. Okay, the image hasn't come. So I did not do it well. So let's do it again. If you there, you see the image, you see the name there. So that's why. So let's do it again. Click on this and you drag and place it directly on your drawable. Okay, it's showing me that it cannot go. Let me see what's happening. Since I'm not dragging it well, this image must go. Okay, yep, yep. Okay, so it has come. So look at the address of my image. It's under Android Studio, my birthday app, SLC main. This then under drawable V24. Okay, and now click OK. I don't need to do anything here. Okay, so the image has already moved to this place. Okay, so what I'm going to do is to put an image text holder. So drag and drop my image placeholder. Okay, so let this image be here, like right. Okay, so I'll now select this and drawable. I'll click OK. Yes, the image has come, but then this image has some issues. It's not properly aligned. It looks bigger than the screen and all. Okay, so let's get it there. Let's manually force it to cover our screen. Okay, I may call this one a birthday card, but then this can serve as the overall look of an app. It's still the same thing. Look at my image that's come. and I can constrain this image, can do another thing to it. Let's constrain it horizontally and vertically, and okay. You can select the 00 if you want it to cover everywhere. Then let's go down and add some ID. Okay, look at the image ID. It's image view, so it's okay. This will help you to identify your image when you need to identify it. Okay, let's go to the attributes of the image, and so you can choose anything. Okay, look at scale type here. Let's make it center crop for image. You'll see the way it is. It has filled the container for me because I chose center crop. Center crop. You can choose fit center. Yes, you see how it looks. Depending on your choice, you can choose any of this. Look at this one, matrix. So fit that. Look at the way it will be. Okay. Then fit end, because it's the opposite of this. Okay, fit end. You can choose this if you want it to look like this. Okay, so let's use center crop here. If you want to be at the center, look at the way the image is adjusting. Okay, let's use center crop. So this is it, and let's run our app and see what we've got here. Let's run the app here and see what we have ended up creating. Okay, so it's coming. Let's wait for it to finish building. See, there's executing tasks here. So it's building the Gradle. Wait for the Gradle build to finish. Okay, this is it. Now my birthday card is ready. Right now, you cannot click this. Even if you click, it's not leading you anywhere because we have not written any Java code. So in the tutorial, the next tutorial, we're going to write about it. We're going to do something about it so that this will now be clickable. So here it is. We have created an app with this beautiful image, and the name of the app is birthday card. I'll see you in my next class. Thank you.